Hi everyone and welcome to my place. I am terribly excited with this new series that is about to start right now. Weddings, bouquets, boutonnieres, corsages, table flowers, garlands, you name it. I'm going to use fresh and I'm going to use artificial. I did a symposium not so long ago, it was actually late last year, and it was all about what's happening in the fresh flower growing industry worldwide and what has happened as a result of COVID. I can't tell you how pleased I am that I created these blooms here at Prestige Botanicals, knowing that when nature couldn't provide you with what you needed, you could reach for something that was almost as good as what nature didn't. Let's just face it, nobody can ever be as clever at nature, but I think we've got it covered. So over the next several months, if you have any requests for how to make a bouquet, you send me a picture, send me details of the material of your frock with the colours, the venue, where it's going to be, whether it's going to be a barn, whether it's going to be at the tropics, the beach, just in a park, or if it's going to be at a really, swanky environment, because I am here to help you. So the first bouquet I want to share is going to be all artificial with a few fresh leaves. And you might be thinking, oh, that's not very good, Astar. Who wants artificial? Well, you know what? When you can't get what you want, it's quite nice to be able to have something at least. Okay, so to begin, the first design I want to share with you is using two of these beautiful pink mink proteas. Now the reason I like to use these is because these are quite light. Now all of the designs that we're going to be doing are going to be handhelds because they are currently the on-trend bouquet. They're also one of the easiest to make, and it just means that you just get all of your flowers, gather them into your hand and then bind them off. So that's what we're going to do because they are the easiest. Okay, so starting off with the two minks. Now I've got one a little bit higher and one a little bit lower. To that I'm going to use a little bit of magnolia, and I'm going to put that on one side and I'm going to bring the other up into there. Now when you look at this, you'll notice that I've got big distance here and I've only got small distance on this side. So it's exactly the same as any other designing that I do. What you do on one side, do on the other. Now I've got three of these beautiful white peonies. Now I'm just going to lay that into my hand, and these are going to be placed with equal distance around from the placement. So one there, and then one can go over and into there. Now when you start, you can't put the flowers down, because if you do that they'll lose their place in the bouquet queue. So get everything laid out before you start, and then you will not get stuck. To that I'm going to use a couple of these beautiful blush roses that can go into there, and then the other one can go over to this side. So you've got something that's beautifully balanced as you're building your design. Now I've also got these lovely little ranunculus, so I'm going to bring one into there, I'll bring the other one up and into there, and with that leaf that's falling down, just push that up with the next stem, or the ranunculus stem, as you put that in. So I've got one there, and then let's bring the other one into there. Now as you're working, because this isn't a bradamar or a spiral bound, you need, and because you're going to be carrying it, make sure that all of your stems are nice and straight as you are creating your bouquet, because that will be your handle, and you don't want anything that's too hunky and too thick. Personally, I prefer a fully wired bouquet because it means that I have the control of where the flowers are being placed, and also you get a nice thin handle, and you also get rid of a lot of weight and bulk in your bouquet. And going back to what I was saying just before, the proteas are very heavy flowers. They're visually not only visually, they're actually heavy as well. So just by taking, if you were to wire this, you would just take all that bulk out, but we're not doing that today. Okay, the next to go into here are a couple of pieces of Dusty Miller, which I thought was a nice complement with the colours I'm using. So I've got one on that side. I'll bring the other down and into this side like so. See how easy this is? And and this all started because I had a lovely SOS from a wee girl that was getting married, and she could not find a florist. So we walked our way through the bouquets and she was delighted with what she created. Okay, so I'm putting that lovely piece of gum over this side, and what's also really lovely is it's got those lovely little textural nuts in there which will add another complement and another visual to your bouquet. So that can go over to that side, and then that one can go over to that side, and you can bend and manipulate these as you go along. Right, the next thing to finish off, because underneath your bouquet, see all of that, you've got all of those workings. What I like to do is to use an Aurelia leaf, or you could use camellia leaves, whatever is strong and sturdy, and this actually goes underneath like so and forms this beautiful collar underneath and around your bouquet. So now you're left with all that lovely leaves there, forms that little collar, and it just means that you've got your leaves there giving you that collar, and then you've got these lovely strong, the stems down here, which is going to be your handle. Now the next thing that you need is trusty cable tie. Honestly, these are the best things that were ever invented. So you could use string or if you wanted, or you could use a bit of rope or some jute or whatever you've got, but I prefer the cable ties. And then you just pull that, because you've got the leaves, don't be too rough as you do that, and then you just pull that all together, and there you have your bouquet. Oh, I quite like that. Now, to get your right length for your handle, normally what I do is I put two hands together like so, and then clip all of those across. Now, there are lots of videos that I've got here on the channel on how to finish off your handles of your bouquets. Just have a flick through to see which one you like. You could actually put the ribbon around that if you wanted to, and a few pearls, but there's lots of examples on how to finish them. So there you have a beautiful bouquet. I love it. I hope you have enjoyed what is number one in the lineup of many bouquets to come. I will see you all again another day. Bye for now.